Adam is in the cognitive stage of learning as he has never done the skill before, and Matt is in the associative stage of learning as he has done the skill before and has an understanding of how the key components of a skill are related. These are the raw scoring cards that we used for both Matt and Adam's pre, post and retention tests. It looked at shots with fatigue and without fatigue. For the pre and post test, we looked at qualitative data. For Adam, changing the starting position of his shot to suit the basketball shot from the netball shot. We also looked at quantitative data by seeing how many shots can be made out of 10 and also how many shots out of 10 in the face of fatigue with a running period in between each shot. We tested the learner shooting 10 consecutive shots without fatigue in a row and with another 10 shots which were in the face of fatigue with a side step backwards, run and a sprint in between each shot. The reason this is different is netball shots need a higher trajectory as the ring is smaller at 15-inch in diameter compared to the basketball ring which is 18-inch in diameter, where a flatter trajectory is more beneficial, particularly when looking at the basketball foul shot which is often taken from further away than the netball shot, also due to basketball having a backboard behind the ring making it easy to score. We did a transfer test for Adam. The basketball shot starts with a tucked-in elbow position and more of the power is generated from the arms, whilst the netball shot starts with a fully extended elbows and more of the power is generated from the legs in a spring-like action.
Adam's retention was not better than his post-test but was better than his pre-test, so there is some retention from the entire 5-week training program. Retention tests were done a week after the conclusion of the post-test to test whether improvements were retained or not. For Matt, there was evidence of retention as his
It was difficult having two different skilled learners as both had very different abilities and learning styles.
I found the program to be beneficial as improvements were definitely shown due to high amounts of practice as seen in the results.
The program was structured well with good progressions for technique to help me as I was a beginner.
The amount of training that occurred was more than the learners completed in the past, so the training was definitely useful in terms of actual learning of the skill. Weather was a major factor as training could not be completed as much as was anticipated as conditions were poor, as a couple of sessions were missed due to this. At times, some of the feedback resulted in overlearning and caused the learner thinking about the task too much and therefore performance decreased. More distributed training program would have been more beneficial, although time was a restriction preventing this from occurring. Example, 2 shorter sessions per day instead of 1 longer session per day.
For the 1vs1 training drill, where shots were taken after every minute, it would have been better if shots were taken at random intervals, as this would be more specific to a match